What advice would you give to somebody who wants to get into biking?
Advice I would say is, first off, I would highly encourage you. I hear it a lot being in Phat Tire here. Somebody will come in and they're wanting to get involved in the sport and they want to get into it inexpensively because they want to test the waters. You can get in it at a lower price point, but understand that your experience may be compromised if you go to a department store to buy those bikes. So really two things. If you're tipping your toe in the water, try to borrow a bike that is a bike shop quality bike so you have the best experience. So somebody that you know that rides, get a little bit of coaching from them, some advice from them, and then from there go to an actual bike shop to get fit properly, get a bike. And here's the deal, if you don't have friends that have a properly sized bike, we have a huge rental fleet. You could actually rent a bike, get the best experience, have one of our experts in the rental set you up properly with the bike that's going to be good for the riding that you're doing, because not all riding is equal. If you're on the Greenway, it's going to be a totally different bike than you would want to have if you actually had a mountain bike.
Oh, that's good information.
Absolutely.
Okay,
so yeah, I mean, and some people come in and what they know that they don't want is they don't want a 10-speed with curled handlebars. Right. And so they come in and they're like, I need a mountain bike.
Right.
And then you start to question them and you're like, okay, where are you going to be riding? Well, I'm going to be on primarily pavement on the Greenway or whatever. Well, that mountain bike is not going to be geared properly.
Okay.
It's going to have really aggressive tires. It's not going to be an enjoyable ride. It's kind of like buying a Jeep and putting big off-road tires on it and driving around town and getting that experience.
Right.
It's not a great experience.
Right.
You look really cool, right?
Yeah.
You look cool, but it's not the best for that.
Kevin, you mentioned you don't want to go cheap when you get your first bike. That resonates with me because I play the violin, and playing on a bad violin is a terrible experience. So I will also recommend to my students they go to a reputable violin shop in order to have the best instrument. And I've seen when my students have a good instrument, their faces just light up. It's a different playing experience. They practice more, they play better. So would you say that's relatable to riding bikes? That's
very relatable. I would say on par. There's no doubt. And you don't have to break the bank to have a great experience. It's really just getting the knowledge base. And you know, a lot of our bikes start out around the $700 price point. So if you think that that's steep, just know if you actually spend like $300 on a bike, it's not a bike, it'll get the job done, but most of those bikes, I call them neighborhood mountain bikes. So they're going to perform great on pavement and occasional off-road, but they're not going to hold up very long and the experience will be subpar. The trails here are so friendly, like from a graduation or a progression standpoint. So you could do beginner trails. They're notated as a green trail. You got intermediate that are blue. You've got black diamonds for the experts. And you could really, they make the trails in such a way that you can opt in for the more difficult stuff, or a lot of them are built safe enough that you could kind of dumb it down. And
that's nice.
It really allows you to progress at a good level.
Not a lot of cliffs on both sides when you're going.
If you want that, you could find that. Maybe not on both sides. A lot of times it's one side, but definitely there are some gap jumps, and usually there's really good signage to give you a heads up that you're going to have to commit to this, or you may not want the ramifications of it.
Kevin, thank you very much. It's been great chatting with you.
Yeah.